RBT. Is that a person?
It's the 2020 NFL playoffs, but predicted by Madden 20. We're going to take the full NFL playoff bracket and simulate every single game in Madden 20 and see who Madden 20 thinks is going to be the winner of Super Bowl 54. Simple enough rules, so hopefully you guys do enjoy today's video, and if you do, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if we can go for 3,000 likes in the first 24 hours. Let me know in the comment section below what your prediction is for this year's NFL playoff. Who do you think is going to win Super Bowl 54? Make sure to subscribe if you are new and turn on the notification bell if you haven't. It's extremely important that you do subscribe, because if we do hit 500k by New Year, I'm going to up my Christmas giveaway from 3 Xbox One X's and 3 PS4 Pros to 4 Xbox One X's and 4 PS4 Pros. So make sure to take that millisecond that it does take to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And also make sure to go enter that giveaway over on my Instagram account. You literally have like a day left to enter. My last post on Instagram does go through and explain how to enter. So make sure to go do that while you have the chance to do so you can win one of the consoles. But with that said, let's get right into playoff game number 1. Oh shoot, wildcard match number 1, Bills and Texans. It's only a 1 overall difference. But quickly, just going to show you guys the settings that are going to be used universally today. Game style, put it on simulation. Event type, exhibition. Quit length, we'll go with 7. Literally, it's going to be CPU versus CPU. I have no control whatsoever what happens today. So it's a complete, authentic simulation. It's time, my dudes. Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson versus Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. It's officially time. It's simulating to the end of the game. First drive of this one, the Bills scored touchdown. Houston Texans answers a tied game. Still 7-all. About to be halftime. The Texans take a lead. Now 14-10. Bills get a quick score before halftime. 17-14. It's going to be a close one. Now 24-14. 31-14. Oh my God. What has happened in the second half for the Buffalo Bills? They score, make it a little bit closer. But according to Madden 20, the Houston Texans win with the home field advantage and advance into the divisional round. They beat the Buffalo Bills 34-28. It actually was a pretty big blowout there in the fourth quarter, and somehow the Bills scored twice to end off the game to make the score look a little bit closer. But final stats, the big ones here. We had Josh Allen 28-39, 268 yards and 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Deshaun Watson, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Running the football, Carlos Hyde, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. Frank Gore, leading rusher for the Bills. But at the end of the day, my dudes, extremely close game. Literally, it all really came down to the turnovers there at the end. It ended up being the ultimate deciding factor as the Texans win 34-28. Now on to the next one. As a Titans fan, not really liking my chances here. I like our chances more in real life than I do in this Madden simulation. The New England Patriots at home in a sim on Madden 20, when the Patriots have a 6 overall difference, this honestly might end up in a blowout. Come on, Titans, the dark horse to win this Super Bowl. The lowest odds to win the Super Bowl as well. Let's have a Cinderella run here. Let's start it today. Back and forth game. Everybody thinks this is going to be the lowest scoring game of Wildcard Weekend. The Patriots take a 7-0 lead. Now it's 14-0. My Titans finally score. Going into halftime, it's 14-7. Still an extremely close game. Now 14-10. It's back and forth. Titans take a 17-14 lead. Patriots tie things up here. They get the ball back. 24-17. Titans tie things up in overtime. Come on, Titans. Oh my God, what a back and forth game. But yes, the Patriots ultimately win 27-24. What a valiant effort there from my Tennessee Titans. That was such a back and forth game. We had like 2 or 3 times we could have won the game in overtime with a field goal and couldn't drive down the field. That's what Tom Brady does. He wins playoff games, especially at home. Now, kind of funny because the 2 results thus far are completely opposite of what I picked for my playoff predictions in real life yesterday. So if you guys did miss my playoff predictions, you can watch them. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Now, final stats in this one. Tom Brady threw the ball 48 times, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Ryan Tannehill, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick on 237 yards. How'd Derrick Henry do? Ooh, they limited Derrick Henry to 66 yards and no touchdowns. That's my worry. So this could actually end up being a huge upset, with it being Madden 20 and overalls being so important. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles actually had a pretty successful Super Bowl run. But let's see if Madden 20 and EA Sports is the first person to predict an Eagles win. Seahawks get the ball back. It's a 3-0 game, so a low-scoring game going into the second quarter. Now 10-0 Seattle. Now it's going to be 10-3 before halftime. The Seahawks score again, so it looks like it might be a blowout. Just kidding, the Eagles strike. 20-10 game going into the fourth quarter. Eagles, 3-point game now, 10-point game again, 27-24. Oh my God, the Eagles, holy crap, what a game. first thing that we've seen from today's video is that Madden 20 thinks these are going to be incredible games. Literally, the Eagles scored with a minute left to go to take the lead, and the Seahawks score, I think, as time expired there, to win the game 34-31. What an effort there from the Philadelphia Eagles, who nobody's given a chance to beat the Seahawks. But wow, a 21-point fourth quarter from the Eagles. That was a 35 combined point fourth quarter from both teams. Final stats from this one. Carson Wentz, 24-32, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Russell Wilson, 19-30, 251 yards and a touchdown. Running the football. Look at old big Marshawn Lynch. Let's go, man. 2 weeks ago was serving shots of tequila at a Raiders game. Fast forward 2 weeks, and now is rushing for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in a wild card playoff game. Oh my, the last game of wild card weekend, and this might be the biggest overall difference we've seen thus far. Actually, I think it's the same. Isn't it the same as the Titans and Patriots game? Time to get into the final game of Wild Card Weekend. I'm going to predict this is the biggest blowout that we've seen in today's video up to this point. I'm going to go 31-17 Saints with the win. They take an early 7-0 lead. Vikings had a field goal, but now 14-10. Bunch of quick scores there. 21-10, 21-13. Vikings did a field goal before half. In the third quarter, 28-13. Now 28-20 ball game. Tied game. They got the 2-point conversion. Saints take a touchdown lead. And the Saints, the Vikings had a chance to tie it there at the end. So great effort from them. Once again, dudes, what this is showing you is that Wild Card Weekend is going to have some incredible games on this slate. But yes, the favorites once again, the New Orleans Saints, grabbed the dub. A one-possession win. And I think every team that's favored in real life got the win thus far in today's video. How did the Saints score 1 point? First matchup of the divisional round. Crazy enough, the Patriots have a 4 overall advantage here. Didn't the Patriots and Chiefs play this year? Did they? I don't even know who won. It's the playoffs, so things are completely different. So, moment of truth here. Looks like the Chiefs take a 7-0 early lead. The Patriots answer immediately. 14-7. And it's going to be, a 21-7, now 21-14 going into halftime. So, another high-scoring game, 28-14. I think this might be it for the Patriots. 35-14. They need a huge comeback. They've done it before. Close your ears, Falcons fans. 28-35. Another one-touchdown game where the losing team came back there at the end, almost tied it up. But there it goes. Possibly Tom Brady's final game as a New England Patriot, and maybe his final game ever. According to Madden 20, was the underdog. Get another 35-28 win as they advance into the AFC Conference Championship game. What a game from both QBs, though. They both threw for 4 touchdowns, both threw for over 300 yards, both running backs. Just kidding. Damian Williams had a good game. But what happened? The Patriots' rushing attack. Keep in mind, too, the Chiefs have one of the worst rushing defenses in the entire league, and they couldn't do anything against them. My God. Julian Edelman, 3-touchdown game. Tyreek Hill, a 3-touchdown game. So apparently Julian Edelman's going to have an insane playoff run. The Ravens are only an 84 overall team. Are you kidding me? So what a matchup this would be. Deshaun Watson versus Lamar Jackson. 2 young, electrifying quarterbacks. And who is probably going to win the MVP more than likely? Will Lamar Jackson lose his first ever playoff game? So early start here. Baltimore Ravens take a 3-0 lead. This might be a blowout. 10-0. Texans give the ball away. Now it's 10-7. It's a lot more low scoring than what I expected. The Texans get a late lead in the second half. Now 14-10, 17-10. Ravens finally score 17-all. Getting late to the fourth quarter. Ravens take a 24-17 lead. It's a tie ball game. Overtime. The Ravens win in overtime. These games have been insane. Texans took a late lead. Ravens late in the game tied it all. Goes into overtime. Both teams had multiple chances, but the Ravens just barely squeaked their way into the AFC Championship game, which will be against Patrick Mahomes. So what a matchup that will be. Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson in the AFC Championship game. The reigning MVP versus who's going to win the MVP this year. 1 seed versus 2 seed. I really hope the games in real life are half as exciting as what they've been in today's video. But final stats from this one. Deshaun Watson, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 327 yards. Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 234 yards. Running the football, Mark Ingram, 123 yards. Lamar Jackson, only 33 yards. Are you kidding me? Darren Fells with 3 touchdowns? Now into the NFC divisional round. Saints going to Green Bay to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Can Drew Brees get it done in what may be his final ever playoff run in the NFL? They take a 7-0 lead. Is this gonna be a blowout? 14-0. Packers get on the board 14-7. 21-7 now. Going into halftime. Still 21-7. 28-7. This could be the biggest blowout of the playoffs yet. Packers coming back. Nope. Saints score again. 38-20. That's gonna be the final. Wow. It comes in the divisional round, the biggest blowout of the playoffs yet. I wonder what happened there right before the Packers scored. They get like a big interception or fumble return for a touchdown. Drew Brees, what a game again. 4 touchdowns, 364 yards as he does win MVP of the divisional round on the NFC side of things. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, their playoff run ends in their first game. Drew Brees, what a game. 4 touchdowns, no picks. Aaron Rodgers, 3 touchdowns, no picks, just over 200 yards. Alvin Kamara with 114 yards on the ground. Packers really didn't do anything whatsoever in the running game. What an intriguing matchup this is. Final game of the divisional round. Seahawks at the 49ers. 49ers first playoff game, so they're going to be well rested. This game has already happened twice in real life. So let's see how it's going to happen in the freaking playoffs. Literally have no idea what's going to happen in this game. They split the regular season games. San Francisco won in Seattle, and Seattle won in San Francisco, so no idea who's going to win here. 49ers take an early 3-0 lead, now tied 3-3. 10-3, 49ers with the lead. Now a 10-6 game, 49ers 17-6 lead. This might be another blowout, 24-6 at halftime. This is about to be a huge blowout. What the heck happened? 34-6. 34-9. That's how it ends. What happened to the Seahawks? The games were so close in real life, and now we get into the playoffs. And the 49ers with what I think, definitely the biggest blowout of the video yet. The biggest blowouts have came in the NFC side of the divisional round. Russell Wilson only had 156 yards, no touchdown passes. Jimmy G with 3 and 257 yards. Running the football, Matt Breida led both teams, 96 yards. And the Seahawks just couldn't get anything going on the ground whatsoever. Oh man, this one's going to be a doozy. The Ravens do have a 1 overall advantage though. This potential matchup probably would be the most exciting game in the NFL within the past 10 years, in my opinion. Starting things off. Ooh, they got in the goal line. They didn't score, the Chiefs did, but now it's tied 7-all, 14-7. This is going to be a high-scoring game, isn't it? 14-all, going to halftime now, 21. It's all, dudes, I'm telling you, teams score so freaking quick in these videos. 28-all, 35-28. This is going to be an all-time classic, isn't it? I think this does it for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. The fourth quarter was the difference. What a game. What a high-scoring game. The highest-scoring game we've seen yet, 45-35. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs advance into Super Bowl 54. They get a big upset win in the AFC Championship game. What a game. What an effort. Chiefs with a huge second half. Had a big end of the third quarter and big start of the fourth quarter. And Lamar Jackson and the Ravens just couldn't keep up. What a game. Patrick Mahomes, 383 yards, only threw 4 incompletions all game long, 3 touchdowns. How did Lamar Jackson, with more incompletions and less, 150 less passing yards, have a better QB rating? I have no idea. But a great game from both these guys. Running the football, Damian Williams 100 yards, Mark Ingram 185 yards. I don't know how the heck did they fumble? How did the Chiefs end up getting so many points and win by so much? There was no turnovers. Travis Kelce 169 yards. NFC Championship time. Saints, 49ers. Let's see if both away teams actually advance into the Super Bowl. It's time. The Saints and their high-powered offense versus the 49ers and what is probably the best defense in the entire league. I say that. These two teams in the one game they played against each other earlier in the season almost scored a combined 100 points. It's a 7-3 game. Niners with the lead. 14-3 lead. Now 14-10. Can I get a quick score? Yes, of course it's going to be tied going to halftime. 17-all, 24-17. Saints get the lead. Now tied again. 31-24. They're going to pull away. It's a 10-point game, 13-point game, 37-31. Oh, it is over. The 49ers get it done. There goes Drew Brees and the Saints knocked out of the playoffs by Jimmy G and the Niners. What a crazy conference championship game weekend. I think the most popular Super Bowl matchup choice right now is Saints and the Ravens. That was my choice. And those two teams both get knocked out the game before the Super Bowl. But now it's time. 49ers, Chiefs, Jimmy G, Patrick Mahomes. Who's going to take home Super Bowl 54? 49ers, Chiefs reigning MVP versus the best defense in the entire NFL. Finally time for Super Bowl 54. The only difference, event type is going to be Super Bowl. 7-minute quarters, the entire video, this entire recording session, all comes down to this. So who does Madden 20 think is going to win Super Bowl 54? The best defense in the league, or arguably one of the best offenses in the entire NFL? It all comes down to this. Starting things off, pretty low scoring game, you know, considering what we've seen thus far. 3-0, 7-3 Chiefs take the lead. 14-3 Chiefs lead, 17-10. A bunch of scores happening quickly. A tied game going into halftime. Same scores as what the last game was going into halftime. 20-17. Niners take a 24-20 lead. 23-24. Chiefs take a 7-point lead. Now tie game into overtime. 34-31. And the 49ers win the Super Bowl with a walk-off touchdown, dudes. I hope to God, dudes, the actual playoff games in real life are as exciting as what they've been in today's video. Almost every game, I think, aside from 2, have came down to the wire. In Super Bowl 54, inning and a walk-off touchdown. Like, has that ever happened? Has a team ever won a touchdown in overtime to decide a Super Bowl? I think this would be a first, and how awesome would this be to watch? So according to Madden 20, the old boy out of Eastern Illinois with 333 yards and 3 touchdowns wins Super Bowl MVP. Oh man, what scenes.